What kind of a lightworker are you? Greetings everyone. This is my very first time writing for Era of Light. In this short article, I wish to present a few of my understandings about astrology, to maybe give you some pointers and perspectives about the specifics of the light work that you came to do. As always, please use your own discernment. Owing to the very nature of this subject, this article will overgeneralize certain things. It is not possible, after all, to be too accurate when addressing an audience. For at the end of the day, each one has a natal chart that is as unique as their fingerprints. And it is quite likely here that some of you will relate to several of the following descriptions. This article will also oversimplify things greatly. Astrology is a profound art, but I do intend this article to be light-hearted and fun as well. And thus, I shall tackle certain ideas only on the surface level. So let's get on with it and surf. Generating your birth chart. There are some easily available tools on the internet that can quickly generate your astrological birth chart for you. And you don't need much astrological knowledge or understandings to determine as to just which planetary functions are prominent in your own chart. To give you a few examples, if a planet is conjunct with your sun, your moon, or any angle of your chart, it is safe to say that this specific energy is strongly related to your soul's mission. I also find it useful to see a chart as a prescription rather than a description. I feel rather confident in saying that a birth chart symbolically represents your soul's intent. What you, as an embodied human being, will make of it, that's entirely up to you. But your soul will likely nudge you in that direction. I will also arbitrarily ignore the signs and the houses. Otherwise this article would just go on forever. Remember, however, that astrology is quite simple fundamentally. There are basically 3 wheels of 12 notes. So the basic archetypes are 12 in all. So, just in case your chart happens to have a lot of planets, say, in Aries, you would likely relate a lot with descriptions of charts with a strong Mars emphasis. You also may have a strong emphasis on different notes. Now, all planets are essentially focused energies, which represent various psychic functions. Which is why I find it appropriate to always start with them. Once this is understood, then, the signs and the houses add in yet another layer of meaning and complexity. The signs are more motivational whereas the houses are more so concerned with representing the behavioral aspects of human experience in space-time. That all being said, we can finally cut to the chase. If your birth chart has a strong emphasis on the sun, saying that you are here to shine simply by being would be rather redundant, but quite accurate nonetheless. Another strong element brought forth by the sun is creativity and self-expression. You can inspire a lot of people simply by boldly being yourself, and/or by performing on a stage of some sort. You are not here to hide in a corner. Generosity of spirit is one of your gifts. You can also choose to act as a representative for the collective, just as the sun acts as a representative for our entire solar system. Be authentic and genuine, and you will notice that you are not only being or doing for yourself, but also are you leaving behind a trail of people inspired by you. People who may eventually become willing to join your cause or start their own one. Show the world that it is truly glorious to be oneself without shame. For your light work here has a whole lot to do with proving to others the sheer worth of each individual light, aspect, and facet of the Creator. Which you can do mainly through becoming a living, breathing and shining example of it yourself. However, it is critical here to avoid getting too blinded by your own glory, for such is indeed an ego trap. Narcissistic tendencies are lurking here. The moon, the very nature of your light work is caring. This is the archetype of the loving mother. For you too can be a mother for all others. Help them feel safe. Listen to them. You can be the womb where healing and regeneration takes place, for you as well as for others, should they so choose to accept it. You are here to provide nourishment, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, and to show true gentleness. Sure, this may not necessarily look or sound like the most spectacular form of light work on the surface, but it is very profound nonetheless. Many bruised hearts out there are waiting for your gentle healing touch. Be the most pristine mirror that you can possibly be to reflect the one light in all of its diverse colors, and remind others of their own radiance. Just remember, however, that you simply cannot save people against their own will. But you can certainly contribute to help alleviate their pains if they so choose. Please, take care of us. Mercury, you are a messenger. You are here to collect data, and to share it with all others. You are here to meet people and to connect them. You are here to be a voice and be heard. You could be a writer, a podcaster, or even a channeler. Words and ideas are your tools. You are like a breath of fresh air that can ignite a fire, or even reignite a dying one. Be curious, be on the move, and gather as many experiences and perspectives as you possibly can. Then, share them away without end. To synthesize, you are basically here to gather and share data, ideas, and people. We also need you to be there to set the record straight. You are the speakers of the White House, or, should I say, the lighthouse. Don't stray too far into the stratosphere, for we still need to hear you. And please, make us laugh, this is one of your very greatest gifts. Words can be delicious. And words run in your blood. Venus, you are here to add harmony to this world. You can be a peacemaker, a diplomat, or a bridge. You can add balance and relatability wherever there is division. You can add new perspectives that help heal strongly rooted ideologies. You can add tolerance where there is none. A great gift of Venusian people, if they so choose, is to love and accept diversity. And you are here to bring beauty. You are here to bring grace. You can be someone who expresses their light through their works of art. You are one to see and sense the beauty within this world and all others, and thus magnifying it. So, remind us of the many beautiful things that are already here, in this so-called third density. In this time, when there is a constant battle raging between the ancient and the new paradigms, you can soothe and smoothen the hearts of people and help heal their energetic clashes. If the revolution becomes too heated, you will be needed. For you may very well be the one who prevents an escalation of violence and retribution, and quite literally so. Your purpose here then, is to share love, affection, peace, understanding, and beauty, in a very human way. And finally, be careful to not be too complacent in the name of promoting peace. Sure, some choices are difficult to make. But they are necessary nonetheless. After all, you don't want fake peace. You seek the real deal. Mars, sometimes, the term lightworker gets replaced by terms such as light warrior or spiritual warrior. This terminology fits perfectly here. After all, we do need some people to stand for the collective, and to be brave enough to put themselves in harm's way, if need be. In order that the weaker parts of the collective may survive and be protected. In order that truth may survive in the dire face of adversity. And then, sometimes, we do indeed require some people to quite literally fight for a greater cause. Your light work is to be strong and brave, and to protect. We have all heard the phrase that we are here to be rather than to do. But at the end of the day, however, we simply cannot do without people who do. And therefore, the core purpose for all men and women with a strong Mars emphasis is to be the doers. To initiate productive endeavors that benefit the whole. You are the pioneers. You can be the leaders. And yet, you must remember your Achilles heel. In French, there is an expression that roughly translates to getting swollen ankles. It means that someone's ego got the best of them. And thus, while it is indeed essential for your egos to be truly strong, a strong ego is not necessarily a bad thing, but that is an entirely different topic altogether, you must also be aligned in the service of a greater cause. If we are specifically talking about light work, that is, Jupiter, your purpose here is to work with groups. You can be a teacher or a motivational speaker. You are meant to join forces with others for a common cause, to share visions, wisdom, and meaning. And we need you to keep focused on the positive, on the hope, on the sheer possibility of expansion and betterment. Even if you can be a bit naive sometimes, you still need to act on those visions of yours, and to actually suggest or initiate some new alternatives to the old structures of the past. You are, after all, born with the very spirit of fire and sky. And thus, it is you who needs to keep the vision of the new age for us all. For your vision is fertile. Be careful of becoming too idealistic or conceited, however. And be careful as to where you place your next foot forward. You don't want to be a blind fool, but an enlightened optimist. Saturn, not everything about our past and our traditions is necessarily toxic. In this age of revolution and overflowing emotions and ideologies, we do need some wise men and women to remind us of our collective achievements, too. We need people who are sensible and reasonable. The baby is not to be thrown away with the bathwater. Please be there to remind us to not get too far ahead of ourselves, or too overzealous regarding our urgency towards manifesting rapid and paradigm-bursting changes. You are masters of structure. You are social builders and architects. You have what it takes to propose very tangible changes to the ways in which we have organized our society. Your mission will likely become a whole lot more prominent in the near future, in the next stages of our awakening and liberation processes. You are here to achieve the realistic restructurings of our collectively co-created realities through your workforces, your wisdom, and your integrity. You could well be the social leaders of tomorrow. In the meantime, however, do not forget to laugh every once in a while. Be serious, but don't take yourself all that seriously. Uranus, you are visionaries. You feel and hold and know the blueprints of the future. You are here to work with the collective on a mental level. Some of you may well be tomorrow's scientists and engineers. Others may work with the many ways in which we conceptualize our society on a macro scale. We need your ideas. They may well look surrealist as of now, but you know the ways to get them rolling. Be patient and tolerant with the old, and also with the changeovers. For you are often the type of person who has their foot on the accelerator pedal, nearly ready to run the red light. So relax. Your motivations and impulses may well be strong indeed, but you do need to accept the fact that you are here to work for the collective. And also the fact that the collective is not likely there yet, with where your visions are, currently. But be bold here as well, for you will likely meet resistance on your way. You are an agent of change and transformation. You work with the higher mind, and you see the infinite possibilities that exist under our vast sky. You may also become an ambassador for the galactics, if it comes to that, much like your brothers and sisters of the Neptunian and Plutonian types. This is not an exclusive club, but the three outer planets just have a stronger relationship with the beyond, on paper. You are well advised to master the art of patience, lest you end up leaving a scorching earth in your wake. Neptune, as always, this symbology is one of the most challenging to pin down. The vast ocean. Unconditional love, yeah. It just sounds as cliché as it is deep. You, more than anyone else, are here to be just that, in flesh and blood. You also likely have some out-of-the-world perceptions, perspectives, ideas, and skills. Maybe you see auras, hear voices, get strong intuitions, or have the ability to write delicious poems that inspire us. Or perhaps you have come in with some incredible healing gifts to share with us all. You can maybe channel as well too, but then again, a Neptunian skill set tend to be more nebulous than that. Words are something of a hassle here. For you are indeed here to demonstrate the existence of information and stimulus that lies beyond the reach of our 5 traditional senses. You are our hotline to source. You do not need to be accurate or scientific here, for your exuberance alone has a charm that speaks volumes. You can feel things that most people simply do not, or cannot. And you don't even need to rationalize it at all. Unless you have a strong Mercury or Saturn, for instance, this is just a sidestep to let you know that nobody is just one thing, astrologically speaking. Nevertheless, regardless of the ways in which you choose to express it, the embodiment of unity consciousness is what your core message and teaching is all about. You seek pure mysticism, away from all of the regurgitated spiritual principles, talk and chatter. So feel free to be that crazy old, or young, hippie mystic that you were born to be, and do not forget to protect your boundaries. You still need them. And you are more likely than most to lack in discernment due to your innate connection with the big mystery which is life. Pluto, so, you got the short end of the stick, huh? Or perhaps, maybe you were the one who was brave enough to volunteer for a position as challenging as this one. This light work is likely one of the most difficult, and, on the surface level at least, one of the least rewarding forms of light work there even is. This position is at least, certainly the most invisible position that one could possibly imagine. And while it is unlikely that anyone here on planet Earth would really notice your contributions to the whole during this lifetime of yours, you are nevertheless here to purge out the old thoroughly. And you aren't here just doing it for yourself, but for the entire collective as well. Strongly connected to the collective unconscious and its chaotic repressed emotions, you are here to help take out the energetic trash. In other words, you are the cosmic garbage collectors. You are meant to feel the pains of all those who are far too busy or far too disconnected or preoccupied to feel them. You work in the night, upon the invisible planes. And yet, without you, the old vibrations could never be released to such an extent in such short spans of time. You are the light that has chosen to shine in upon the very depths of the abyss. You are the bringers of hard truths. Your role here is to simply be authentic, and to stare the devil right in their very eyes when you see them. And give him a hug. And that is also the best service you can contribute to others around you. For you are a good listener, and all you have to do is accept them with all their pains and very human struggles. Your core message is ideally it's okay to feel how you feel, I know it too. You are also an ambassador for the galaxy, and far, far beyond. For you are quite truly similar to the membrane of our solar system. You are, therefore, in close contact with the beyond. Be careful to not let yourself fall into despair, however, for your light work is, and was always meant to be, hard work. Keep the faith, for you have a strong feeling of your core purpose here. We need you to help clean up our backyards. You are the fathers and mothers of the night. You are the midwives of ascension. You are the bringers of the dawn. But remember the dawn. Please. Please remember the dawn. May all lightworkers be blessed.